Welcome back to Deadscape Diaries, your gateway to the chilling unknown. Tonight, we're diving into a story that lurks deep in the heart of the Louisiana bayous, where the whispers of the swamp may hold more than just echoes. Make sure to like and subscribe for more haunting tales, and now, let's step into the darkness together. The air in the Louisiana bayou was thick, the kind of oppressive humidity that clings to your skin like a second layer. I had always loved the wild, untamed beauty of it, the way the moss-draped cypress trees seemed to guard secrets older than time itself. That's why I was here, to capture those secrets through my lens, to immortalize them in photographs. The locals had warned me, though. Not about the gators or the snakes. Those were hazards I was well prepared for. No, they warned me about something far stranger. They called it the Swamp Whisperer. A creature, they said, that could mimic the voices of your loved ones, luring you deeper and deeper into the bog until you were lost forever. I'd laughed it off at the time. Folklore, I thought. Every place has its ghost stories. But as I stood on the edge of the water that night, camera in hand, the laughter felt far away. The bayou was alive with its usual symphony of croaks and chirps, yet there was an underlying tension, as if the swamp itself was holding its breath. I snapped a few shots, the flash illuminating the gnarled roots and dark water, and then I heard it. Ethan. It was faint, almost swallowed by the sounds of the night, but unmistakable. My heart clenched. It was my brother's voice. My brother, who had been dead for 3 years. Ethan, help me. I froze, every rational thought battling with the raw surge of emotion. It couldn't be him. I knew that. But it was his voice, down to the slight rasp he'd always had when he was tired. Ethan, please. The voice was farther now, deeper into the swamp. Against every ounce of better judgment, I followed it. My boots squelched in the mud as I wove between trees, their twisted shapes looming like sentinels. The beam of my flashlight cut through the darkness, revealing tangled roots and patches of shimmering water. "Where are you?" I called out, my voice trembling. How is this possible? No answer. Just that same desperate cry, leading me on. I don't know how long I walked, but eventually, the terrain grew harder to navigate. The water was up to my knees now, murky and cold. My flashlight flickered, the shadows around me seeming to shift with the dimming light. And then I saw it. A figure stood just ahead, partially obscured by the mist. At first, I thought it was him. My brother. But as I stepped closer, the truth unraveled in a way that made my stomach drop. The thing standing there had his face, but it was wrong. The features were stretched, the proportions off, like a wax figure left too long in the sun. Its eyes were black pits, glistening like the water around us. Ethan, it said, but the voice was distorted now, layered with a guttural undertone that made my skin crawl. "You came." I stumbled back, my instincts screaming at me to run, but the swamp seemed alive, its roots twisting to slow my escape. The creature began to move, its steps unnaturally smooth as it glided through the water. "What do you want?" I shouted, desperation cracking my voice. It didn't answer, not with words. Instead, it opened its mouth wide, too wide, and emitted a sound that wasn't human. It was a cacophony of voices, all overlapping, my brother's, my mother's, even my own. Each voice begged, cried, and screamed in a chorus of anguish. I ran. My legs churned through the water, the icy grip of the swamp clawing at me with every step. Behind me, the creature's wails grew louder, echoing in my ears until I thought I might go mad. When I finally burst out of the swamp and onto solid ground, I collapsed, gasping for air. The swamp was silent now, as if it had swallowed the nightmare whole. But I knew better. The swamp whisperer was still out there, waiting for its next victim. I never went back to the bayou after that night. My photos from the trip turned out blank, as if the swamp had erased itself from my memory card. But the memory remains vivid, a constant reminder that some whispers are better left unheard. If you enjoyed this tale of terror, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a story from Deadscape Diaries. And remember, sometimes, it's not the dark you should fear, but the voices calling you toward it. Good night, and stay safe.